say, wow, Amira, you're an IB and you play basketball? You must really have your life together. And I'm like, totally. If by together you mean I run laps at 6 a.m. as conditioning practice, I always forget my math homework somewhere between the court and my locker, and I currently can't tell if I'm crying because I missed the game-winning shot or because Spotify played an emotional Bollywood song, then yes, I am the definition of thriving. On the court, people see the hustle, the teamwork, the stats. In class, they see the grades, the deadlines, the IB, student label. But what they don't see, what's invisible to most, is the mental game happening underneath it all. That's where today's story lives. Perception versus reality. And the space between perception and reality, that tension, it's called emotional intelligence. When we talk about emotional intelligence, people think it's about just being in touch with your feelings. But that's not it. EQ is the ability to recognize emotions in yourself and others, understand why they're happening, manage them, and respond with clarity, not chaos. It's the voice in your head that says, hey, maybe coach didn't bench me because they hate me. Maybe it was just to give me some time to reset. It's like having a timeout button in your brain. And if you've ever wanted to scream into a pillow because life just wasn't going your way, you'll understand why that button matters. Our emotions, they're loud, they're convincing, and sometimes, let's be honest, they lie. So whether it's bouncing back from a missed shot, handling trash talks, or cheering from the bench when you wish you were playing, EQ isn't just helpful, it's essential. And I didn't learn emotional intelligence from a psychology textbook. I learned it where all my biggest lessons started, on the basketball court. Picture this, 2014, tiny kid in a Steve Nash jersey that could double as a blanket. Nervous, excited, and very confused about why everyone kept yelling box out. At the end of my first game, I won a trophy. Not a big, shiny national award, more like a you showed up, dribbled, and didn't trip over your shoelaces kind of trophy. But to me, it meant the world. That little piece of plastic told me that I belonged, not just in the game, but in the arena of growth. From that moment on, basketball wasn't just a sport. It became my outlet, my expression, and my mirror. By grade 3, I started playing competitively. One game, we lost, and badly. I remember sitting in the backseat of the car, staring out of the window, quiet outside, loud inside, replaying every single moment. The coach's halftime advice, the parents yelling from the sidelines, and the voice in my head saying, what did I do wrong? Why didn't I play better? That car ride did not feel like growth. It felt like failure. But now I see it differently. That was the beginning of emotional intelligence, even if I didn't know the term back then. I was learning to sit with uncomfortable emotions, disappointment, frustration, self-doubt. And instead of running from them, I started listening to them. By grade 8, I was training harder than ever. Late night drills, early morning practices, doubts in one pocket and dreams in the other. And finally, it paid off. I was selected to play nationals the following summer, representing the BC women's team. The dream was real. Until it wasn't. A month before nationals, I got traded to the Toronto youth team. Gone. Just like that, the team that had felt like home, gone. And to make things worse, I would be playing against BC in the tournament. Game day arrived, new team, new jersey, old emotions. Part of me felt like I was betraying something. But somewhere between the first whistle and the final buzzer, something clicked. I realized loyalty isn't about staying where you started, but it's about showing up wherever you are now. I couldn't control the trade, but I could control how I responded to it. So I did what I've always done. I played my heart out. And at the end of the game, when I hugged my old teammates, I didn't feel torn. I felt proud because I had learned a lesson no win could ever teach. Growth lives in discomfort, and emotional intelligence, well, it's choosing clarity, even when your heart feels cloudy. That's when I truly learned the difference between perception and reality. As I've gotten older, I've started to see things a bit more clearly. Miss a shot, I used to think I was a failure. Get a 3 on a test, I thought it was the end of the world. But now, when I miss a shot, get a disappointing grade, or feel like I failed, I don't spiral the way I used to. Instead, I pause and I ask myself, is this real, or just my 16-year-old chaotic brain overthinking again? That pause, that space between emotion and reaction is everything. That's emotional intelligence. It's realizing that emotions are real, but they're not always right. So now, when the shot misses or the grade stings, I remind myself, fail stands for first, attempt, and learning. So maybe emotional intelligence isn't about being calm all the time. Maybe it's about being honest with yourself when you don't. Because whether it's basketball, school, work, or life, perception isn't truth. Reality is. The kindest, wisest thing we can do for ourselves is zoom out, take a breath, and remember, one missed shot doesn't define the player. One bad grade doesn't define the student. And one moment doesn't define your whole story. You do. Thank you.